Time for something very exciting. I've got my hands on the brand new Kemper Profiler stage. Before we start, please take a moment to click the subscribe button for weekly videos and new music from Chasing Deer. I'm Peter, the guitarist from Chasing Deer. Today I'm going to be opening and telling you more about the Kemper Profiler stage. So after recording with Kempers in the past, I've really wanted to get my hands on a Kemper for myself. And when they released the Profiler stage about 10 days ago, I thought, this is my time. For those of you who don't know what a Kemper is, it's something that guitarists get very excited about. In days gone by, they'd have to haul in massive amplifiers that weighed a ton into venues to play through to get an amazing sound, whereas now, what they can do is capture the sound and feel of that amplifier onto a tiny box and then get exactly the same response. You can have the sound and feel of a real guitar amp at your fingertips without all the hassle. You don't have to worry of it breaking down on you. It's light, it's easy to carry into venues, and it sounds great every time. Think of any of the great guitar recordings from the past, whether that's Hendrix, Van Halen, or any of your favourite guitar heroes, that could be on here. Even if you've already got an amp that you love the sound of, you can capture that on here too. Previously, Kemper released the Profiler Toaster, some people call it, which is a box that can sit on a tabletop. And then they released a foot switch to control that from with your feet. And now they've merged those two products into one handy item. We'll chat more about it in a bit, but now I think it's time to open the box.
Open the box!
I'd like to say thank you to Anderton's Music, who I ordered this Kemper from. I actually pre-ordered it and it came a day early. Here we go. Quick safety notice. Mind your fingers and stabbing through the box as you open it. Looks like quite a sturdy box. Right, I'm still working out how to get into this well-packaged item. Obviously you want it to stay closed in transit and be safe, so hold on to them. Hopefully. Ooh, there's movement. Ta-da! Very sturdy. There's not a load of unnecessary packaging, which is nice, but we've got a power cable, always useful to have one of those. Very safe. Ooh, picks, always useful for a guitarist, and a sticker or two. And the thing itself, cool. It's definitely a sturdy product. It's not heavy, but there's some definite weight to it. It looks like a very strong metal casing to it. Let's put this down to the side, we'll talk about it shortly. Looking further into the box, there's a very nice manual, very glossy, and I'm sure very thorough. And I think that's it from the box. Looks like it. So here we have the quick start manual that's included in the box. It gives you the rough idea of the basics that you need to get going, but please be aware that there's a more in-depth main manual that you can download off the Kemper website. First impressions of this product are it looks very smart and even slightly sparkly. Of course, it's quite clearly laid out, I think, in terms of spacing of buttons, and everything's well labelled. It's, as I said before, it's very sturdy, it feels solid. There are feet on the bottom which stop it from moving from side to side as you kick it. So you've got tap tempo here for any delays or other effects that you might want synchronised with your music. You've got 4 foot switches here which you can assign to any of these 8 effect areas. You've then got 2 foot switches for either bank up or bank down, so once you've got a collection of profiles you love, you can scroll through them more quickly. And then you've obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foot switches for choosing specific profiles within those banks. Up in this top left hand corner, we've got a nicely sized display which is well lit for dark stages and apparently for sunny stages too. We've got the off button. The product is actually on as soon as you plug it in and turn on the power at the wall, but this only turns it off. You've got the browser button and the perform button here, which you then combine to get into profile function. You've got the gain, which functions as you'd expect a guitar amplifier's gain to function, and then these, once the item is on, become various things, although normally bass, mid and treble and presence controls, as you would find on a lot of guitar amplifiers. And then a master volume, which does what it says on the tin. The browse wheel enables you to choose profiles once you're in menus. And then over here we've got page buttons, which will become more self-explanatory once the item is on, as well as the morph, lock and edit buttons. So let's turn it around. As you can see from the side, it's angled for feet and it says Kemper very nicely on. So on the back we have the important bit, all the inputs and outputs. We have obviously power input, USB sockets of different sorts to load profiles on, and we've also got MIDI in and out, as well as 4 expression pedal inputs. These allow you to control any parameter you wish to control that's variable in the Kemper. We've got our SPDIF ins and outs, as well as headphones. We've got some jack main and monitor outputs, XLR main outputs, and then send and returns, stereo returns, for any effects pedals that you can't quite get rid of and want to use in conjunction with the Kemper, and most importantly, the guitar input. As we look at the bottom, there are your 4 rubber feet which prevent the Kemper from moving in use. Some screws, should anyone wish to open it up. I'm not quite sure why you would, but should you wish to. And then of course, some stickers to remind you what it is. If anyone's noticed this very lovely bracelet throughout the video, it's made from recycled audio cables by Heartbeat Jewellery for Chasing Dear Band, and there will be a link in the description below. This is the very impressive Kemper Profiler stage. Let's show you what it can do by plugging it in. So the Kemper automatically turns on when you plug it in, but to turn it off you press this power button and have to hold it until this bar is finished before it turns off. When you first turn on the profiler, they will ask you to enter a username as well as the usual time and date settings. There's 101 things, if not more, that this Kemper can do, so we'll just do a quick overview here. If you want to know more, check out the manual. There's a quick start guide which gets you going, and then a more in-depth main manual. Starting on the left hand side, we've got the browser button, which when you're in this mode allows you to control the rigs individually. If you switch to perform, then you end up where you've got up to 5 different rigs available on these foot switches, and then you press the 2 to enter profiling mode if you want to profile your own amplifier. As you can see, it's a nice bright LCD screen which actually changes colour depending on different scenarios that you can be in. For instance, if we come over here and add a pedal to this, it will change colour depending on the type of pedal. So wires and filters are orange, it goes red for distortions, and keeps on changing colour throughout. Now actually, these colours associate with the colour of that LED there. So that's gone purpley when this screen is purple. if I change this to a red one, or blue one, there we go, it's got more blue. If I choose a distortion, it goes red. To store this pedal to a foot switch, if you hold that button and press the foot switch you want to associate it to, that works, and then this LED is also the same colour as the type of effect, and that lights up when engaged. We've got the input gain, so you control how clean the amplifier is running. Then if we come back, this acts as the bass knob, middle knob, treble knob, and presence, which is like air in the sound. Then we've got the master volume, which I've set up to only affect the monitor out and headphone out, but not main output. You can have it affect all of the outputs you want. So these rotary knobs at the bottom and soft buttons at the top vary their function depending on which menu you're in at the time. So on this top row of knobs, these first two vary their function depending on whether you're in browser mode or perform mode. In browser mode, they can just skip through to the next rig that's selected. In perform mode, they'll select a new performance. Over here we've got the morph button, which allows you to control what expression pedals that you've plugged in are changing. We've got the lock button, which means that you can select either effects or an amplifier that doesn't change depending on what else you want to change around it, so that's kept the same. And then you've got the edit button, which takes you to a menu for, in this instance, the amplifier to change various parameters. These soft buttons match up to either 4 effects before the amplifier and cabinet, or effects after the amplifier. So it's showing the signal chain from input to output. Over here we've got 4 foot switches, which can be assigned to any of these 8 effect slots. Here I've got chorus and delay, which I can add or remove, and then distortions. So the tap tempo allows you to change the speed of delays or similar modulation effects. So at the moment it's slow. If I tap in a new speed, the delay changes speed with it. So the looper function changes what the foot switches on the unit do. So foot switch 1 becomes the record loop / playback. Foot switch 2 becomes stop or delete the loop if you press it 3 times. 3 starts the loop again from the start. 4 reverses the loop, and 5 plays it at half speed. Restarting the loop, reversing, or even half speed. Stop. We've got the tuner, which activates. I've got it set up to mute the guitar signal, but as you can see, you can tune by those LEDs. Or if you come to the LCD display, either a strobe tuner or a bubble tuner. And that's the Kemper Profiler stage. Now I've managed to do all of that in just one night without connecting it to a computer. You can do even more with it though. I know you'll really enjoy this. Of course it's built to the highest standards as Kemper products always are. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, please remember to click that subscribe button.